What's up, everyone? Get in here. Wait for a little bit just so we can get the little stragglers in.
Yes. Come on, click like share.
But welcome back, guys, to another episode of Let's Talk About It, where we talk about everything real, raw, the culture, the ins and outs, the politics, everything in between. I'm Eli.
And I am your boy, Trey Real.
All right, now, so we're going to get into this. We're talking about two different things today, but I really feel like they're going to be really important. So first is The Shy. Lena Waithe's been killing it on Showtime. I didn't realize how in-depth the third season was going to be when you first told me about it, because I stopped watching halfway through season 2. But it immediately just placed me back into the world, and now I'm just I'm mad at you, low-key, because I'm there's only 3. I caught up on all 3 episodes, and I was like, but I need more.
More.
There's too many things happening right now. Can we just start with I don't even know where to start because there's so many things. I don't want to. Okay. I wanted to start with Keisha. Can we start with Keisha?
Yeah. Yes.
Because I don't understand. Okay, there's so many different moving parts with her story so far. So, her being missing.
Okay.
These 3 episodes have just passed. So it's the larger part of Black girls going missing in inner cities, especially Chicago. I know there have been a lot of stories of girls who have gone missing there, and there's not really much that they can do, so they have to rely on support groups the same way the moms were doing in the group Rock. And just how that originally was supposed to be for not a support group in the sense of just the mothers of their children, but really trying to uplift each other. And I thought it was interesting when they were having a conversation regarding if they wanted to even take Keisha's not even her case, but just take her on as a face of their movement, because there's so much respectability behind it too. So it's because she was seen as fast, or she wasn't seen as this good girl who has a pristine reputation around the hood, but it's she's still a kid at the end of the day. So it was just interesting, grappling with that, because you know who she is as a viewer, but these strangers are still just judging her based on social media or what their kids say.
But isn't that what I liked about it was for them turning it inside out of what really happens in the media when Black girls do go missing, or Black people are murdered. What they do is account for every bad thing that they think is bad about the person. Instead of them posting a picture of the teenager graduating high school in their cap and gown, they want to post a mugshot of when the kid was 16 years old and got caught stealing a pack of bubble gum out of the grocery store. So I just thought it was really interesting to see them, instead of turn it on the media, for them to turn it on our own community and show what we do as a community. We don't even want to support and uplift our own, and we automatically put on our judgment hats and our role when we sitting at the bench as the judge in the jury before we know anything. So then we want to yell out Black Lives Matter, but do they matter to us?
Is it all Black life? Because even the thing I posted earlier, and you responded to it a lot, and I meant to talk to you before we got on here, but even just your response to, what was it? It was I want to get the wording correct, sorry, so I just don't speak out of my ass. But Black drug dealers matter, Black strippers matter, Black sex workers matter. It's the people that you typically try to push to the margins of Blackness, because they're not this upstanding citizen, but we're still Black at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Respectability isn't going to save us. And I think that was a lot of the conversation that they were having within the show. And then it was also this is my nerd of me, but it reminded me of the civil rights movement, because it was you know how Rosa Parks wasn't the first Black woman on the Montgomery buses to get kicked off or arrested. There was a younger, dark-skinned girl. Her name was Claudette Cloven, and she just wasn't like the ideal person. But 9 months later, Rosa Parks comes across, and she's lighter skinned. She had the hair. She had the professional job. She was an adult, so she was more believable than a teenager. And it's like they put all of these things into focus, and it just worked that Rosa Parks became this icon versus Claudette. And I think it's like a lot of the same things working.
It's rumored that Rosa Parks' situation was somewhat staged because of Claudette's situation. They felt that Rosa Parks being who she was with the look and what her professional background and everything, that it would bring a better look for media for her position. So yeah, that is a really, 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 really good analogy that I didn't even think that deep into it. So that's why I appreciate your nerd.
It just popped up. Like as soon as I saw it, I was like, "Oh my god, I gotta look up this girl's name," because it's just like it was like the only thing I could think of. But yeah, I just think Keisha's story is gonna be one of the ones that I'm looking forward to being resolved, because I thought it was gonna be resolved the very next like the first episode happens, and then I thought the next episode was just gonna be like, "Oh, actually, she's just right here."
Yeah, I appreciate it. Also, like, and if you notice, one of the things that what did the mother who approached Keisha's mother, and she said, don't nobody give a damn about a missing black kid. That was a fully loaded statement.
Yep.
Because it's so true. Don't nobody give a damn about a missing black kid. We have to form our own task force, our own armies and everything within our own communities just to find our own missing children. And it's just not happening only here in America. Look what happened in Africa when they did the whole bring back our girls.
Yes.
Bring back our girls. So it's just something that's happening all across the world. And it's just unfortunate. I believe it was Malcolm X who said the black woman is the most disrespected, most so on and so on and so forth. That's just true.
Unprotected, disrespected. The list goes on.
On and on and on and on and on. And it's unfortunate. It's a sad truth.
Yeah.
It's a very sad truth. So I appreciate the fact that Elena and the whole team over at the Shy are including all of that and bringing that to the forefront and creating a space for that conversation to begin to happen within our own communities, because it's way overdue.
Absolutely.
Way overdue.
And like I also like how they not personify the Shy like the city itself, but they make it its own character that's happening as everyone else is living their life. Like the Shy is omnipresent thing. And just like the opening scene at Brandon's funeral where his mom was talking, and just the way she was just like, the city has failed us, like I've only experienced unconditional love like through my kids, and like the Shy has taken both of my children. I thought that was really powerful, because it's like the Shy represents not only like their home, but like the systemic inequality that they all face, like living there. Even if you think about the way that Chicago has been portrayed, like even on Showtime, like there's Shameless, which is like an all-white family. You didn't even see black people in the south side of Chicago on Shameless, but the Shy is like, it's embedded in the story. Like blackness is just a part of it. So I always think that too about the Shy and what Lena's doing.
I think it's so dope. I think it's so, and it's crazy that you started out with Keisha, because on my notes, that is the first bullet point was Keisha for me. So, and I wrote down the quote: "Don't nobody give a damn about a missing black kid."
Why were they trying to eat Keisha up the first episode like that?
I don't know. You know, speaking of Keisha, I just have a question for people, anybody that's viewing or whatever. Is Finsta a real thing?
Finsta's a real thing. I'll answer it for you. Finsta's a real thing.
So can you
I don't know how popular it is now, but when I was in college, I absolutely had a Finsta.
Okay, so what exactly is a Finsta?
Okay, so it's like so ridiculous trying to explain it out loud. But like a Finsta is essentially like a parody account of yourself. It's like where you share, like, you know how your real Instagram is like you at your best, like this is you being perfect. Your Finsta is supposed to be like the flip side of that, where you're just showing like I'm a mess. This is me in my day to day. Like I don't know how to describe it, but I'll give you two examples. Like I have a video of me doing my for the dick challenge on there, and then I also have like a video of me like upset the day that Trump was elected for president. So like duality.
Wait, so both videos were posted to your Finsta, or one was on your Finsta and one was on your.
Both are on my Finsta to show you the range of what is like acceptable behavior.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and maybe in the more adult world, we still have Finstas. Like some people have, or some people have an Instagram that's just like for work, and then some people have an Instagram that's like for all my friends and everybody else to follow, and it's private. You must know me personally to follow it.
Exactly. It's one of those. It's like your close friends. It's like if you're close friends with its own account.
So I'm pretty sure Beyonce has a Finsta.
She, duh. How else does she know what to talk about?
Okay. Sorry to that Snapchat.
Pretty much.
Okay. All right. So okay, yeah. So I get it. Okay, so it's necessary.
Yeah, especially like when you're young and you're trying to get into colleges and you can't like be like, you know, that you embody more than just like this cookie cutter image. Like you put all your shit in one place so you know that it's there and safe, but you can still, I don't know, talk about yourself, express yourself.
Okay. So Kevin says, what's a Vitsta account? Not Vitsta, not my Vitsta.
Oh, not my Vitsta.
Not my Vitsta. We're not talking about my Vitsta. We're talking about Finsta. I guess it's fake Instagram.
Yes.
Right? All right. So fake Instagram, your fake Instagram account. You make a real Instagram account that's probably public. You really post on it. And when you do post, you post everything dress right dress. And you let your coworkers and all of those people follow you. And then you have your Finsta where you cut up.
Exactly. Literally, exactly.
Okay. Keontae says, I miss my Vitsta. Oh, I miss my Vista. Is it gone?
It's still there.
Yeah, okay, I thought it was still there. How
is
it was still there?
She's doing well, you know. They do well on that website.
I think I stopped fooling with her when everything you had to pay for everything.
Oh,
the videos. Oh yeah, it's like the videos. That's like some videos that's like really like I guess like really got high likes and all of that and a lot of views. You'll click on them and they'll tell you that an account is required. Like, you got to make an account and pay for it.
Why? Never mind. We're not here for this conversation because I would go into a whole thing, but like we do not need to go there. I mean, pay sex workers, but also like
I think absolutely should.
That'd be ridiculous. This is
perfect segue. Talking about sex workers. What about the scene where, first of all, what is our good trans sister character name?
Girl, I don't know. That's the worst part. Like, I know all of their like real life names, but I don't.
Yeah, her name is Jasmine in real life. But like, what is her name on the series? I didn't want to Google it. I didn't feel like it. But so when Trig and his girl went to the whorehouse, dope house, whatever it was, and they put a gun on oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, okay, Camille. Thanks, Keontae. He says Camille. Her name is Camille.
Thank you.
Yo, Camille was about that life.
Okay.
She went out to the jaws like, yeah. She had both of them. What's
He was
up?
prepared to black in there, and like I don't think Trade was prepared for all of that. Like she was really like in her own world when she saw like what was going on, and he needs to know he's going back there.
Yes.
Like he just needs to be aware that's not the last time he's gonna be in that house.
And I hate to say it, but I feel so bad. I shouldn't even say it. I shouldn't even say it.
But you're going to.
No, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. Child, fucking child. The nigga came up out of her. Straight like that.
Was not holding any shit back.
I ain't supposed to say that, and I know I'm not supposed to say that, and I'm sorry to our trans sisters out there, but baby, the way Miss Mama's pulled out them gags, like she came up in there for real. She was more nigga than Trick.
He wasn't ready. I think she was probably triggered too. Like she had to have some kind of trauma with that.
She was absolutely triggered.
She really like came in there. It just felt she had a visceral reaction.
She did, and they showed it because when she hit old boy in the head, when he was doing whatever he was doing to the girl, and she was like, stop, and she hit him with the gun. Bow, and Trig was like, yo, what are you doing? Stay focused, huh?
She didn't even think about it. She just went. Hit him.
Yeah, natural. And then when she came out and after Trig let her go, she kind of like they slowed down her movements, and she flashed back to what she saw when she walked into that room.
Yep.
With him. And so when you said pay sex workers, I think that was something I like how Nina and the writers highlighted that a lot of people don't know, but a lot of trans women, that is how they make their living.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Unfortunately, it's through sex work, because for so long, just trans hasn't been accepted in our everyday society. So they had to still figure out a way to live and make ends meet. Yeah, and unfortunately, it was through sex. It's been through sex work. So I think that is really good that they're even highlighting that. But I like the fact of how sensitive they are doing it. They're so sensitive when they're touching on it. It's not a full focus. It's just enough to give you the thought to say, well, why did she do that?
And that's what I like about her character. There's so much more than meets the eye, but like every time she has like a few lines, there's like so much packed in it. So even like the gay club scene.
Yes.
Like there are some lines in there that I just was like, she's really like letting you know exactly where she stands and exactly where you stand in relation to her life. So like when she said, "You're my person, but these are my people."
Yes.
Like I was like, okay, whoa, like I had to pause it because I was like, whoa, this is heavy. Because it's saying like, I love you, you got me, whatever, but like before you happened, before I happened, this was happening.
Yes, all of this was happening.
And even her going up to the boy after the altercation that happened, she was asking if he was okay. Are you doing okay? Not her boyfriend that she came with. She made sure to go to the gay boy and be like, I'm so sorry. This will never happen again. Do you feel safe? Even asking their pronouns in the middle of an argument, being like, it just shows like
that was so dope. Yeah.
It's like she was just going in.
Yes. That was so dope. Keontae says, I think her and Trig's storyline is taking the show to a new level of greatness. I would have to say I completely agree with that. Yeah. I completely agree with that. One of the things that Lena said is that season 3 was going to be the gayest season ever. But I would have to take that away from Lena and say it's not the gayest season ever. It's the realest season ever. That's what it is. Give the people reality. This is the reality. This is the world that the Black LGBTQ IAPK community is living in.
PK? Come on, PK.
And it's not a preacher's kid. Believe me that.
Get me off of this. Get me out of here.
Well, it just may be it just, according to the church, honey, it just may be a preacher's kid. You know, a lot of them preacher kids like to cut up. Okay. We ain't gonna go there. We're not even gonna go there. But that is just the way she's packing it into the season. It's just so decent. It's just like so much kudos and props to Lena and his team, and just for her to put it on the forefront like that, and just bang, 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 bang. I'm like, go ahead, good, do you.
Because I also agree, like when what I think of gay is, let me start with that. It usually is like some really masculine, like white boy version of what gay is, and I like that she's grounding it in a lot of realism, like you were saying, like two black, dark-skinned lesbians getting married the first episode of the third season. Like that is grounded in realness. Like there's nothing about that seems contrived or she's doing this because it's like what looks good. Like it just seems so much more genuine and like not forced, like a lot of these queer characters on a lot of other television shows are. They just feel forced, and it's just the way that she can easily go from having their wedding, they're having sex, the strap on. It's just like the minute details of everything are what makes this so much better. Like because you told me about the strap on. Now you told me it was coming, but I still was shocked when it popped out. I was just like, man, that's large.
Yes, it was so big and just dangling like boom, 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 like a horse. Like, bruh, like come on,
put the dick on the table.
There's a lot going on there. Let's see. Kevin says, that's how friendships work or supposed to. Friends are typically there before your relationship. They're your friends, will see you through, although they may take a back seat so you can develop that relationship. Well, I hope that the foundation of their relationship is a friendship, but they're clearly more than friends. They're lovers. And they're a couple, which I'm totally here for. One thing that I do have to say, and I'm not being negative Nancy or anything like that, but hey, Lena, girl, if you're watching or you're listening, y'all really, really, really let Tyler Perry hold it about the wigs. Well, sis, please do something with my good sis Camille wig. That wig is bringing too much fierceness to the table, to the show for y'all to play her with that wig. That wig, that separation from that natural hairline to the hairline of that wig, it's just not right. And I was seeing that in the scene where she was sitting there in the car when they was talking to the little brother, let Kevin know that the sister wasn't there. And he said, is she dead? And she was like, don't say that. And when she said that, and I was like, ooh, girl, that wig is sitting back. It's almost like it's
don't say that.
Yeah, I said, well, Jesus, Lord.
But I also thought it was interesting how that little boy really expected. I know his name in real life. Again, it's like the characters' names I always messed up. I know his name is Alex. I just think it's interesting how his character really just was like bossing up on people this season. Like he really confronted the trap house, and he really confronted this man. He has no idea who he is, and was about to get shot over his sister. I respect the character growth, but he still is like this little kid to me, like the little boy from Moonlight, and I'm just shook.
I love the fact that it's based in reality. When you've grown up in an urban community, it's so many times that just gave me something else. And what it gave me was toxic masculine culture that Black men are raised in. As a Black boy growing up with sisters, you are taught to protect your sisters.
Yeah.
You're taught to protect your sisters, which then goes even crazier because now it says to me, but if we're taught to protect our sisters, then why aren't Black women protected by Black men? If that's how we're raised initially. But okay. So it's contradictory, but he does. He stands up for his sister. Like it's almost like when we got into a fight. I'm the youngest of 5, and my mom had 2 boys, 2 girls. Then I'm the baby, but my 2 brothers are so much older than me. Like I didn't hang around them. I didn't grow up under them with them and their friends. It was like if I wanted to go outside, my sisters wanted to go outside. I'm like, yeah, you gotta take your brother with you. She didn't say that to my big brothers because they was teenage slinging dope and stuff. But to the girls, Y'all want to go outside? Take your brother with you. You know, you want to go outside? Go with your sister. So you're taught to protect. And
do you think also with like toxic masculinity with the main character with Alex that I was just talking about, so him being raised by two women now, do you think that that's going to change his perspective of like being a man is supposed to be because you're being raised by in this like queer household that's run by women?
That's a very good question. I believe with Lena being in the driving seat, I don't think so. What I believe that she's going to do is build upon the toxic masculine culture to prove to the heterosexual community that a Black man can be raised in a gay household and still be that strong image of what we have as Black men in our communities.
I see that.
Instead of her breaking it down, saying, because of this, he's going to be more sensitive to Black women.
Yeah.
To how women are treated and needs to be treated and should be treated. But I don't think that's what she's going to do.
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be a part of him that's always going to crave that malehood and that male acceptance. And the only people who are going to keep him kind of on track are his moms and the new girl that he goes to school with in Northside.
Let's talk about her.
Because I am obsessed with her.
You and me both!
And I need her to have more screen time because it's like your introduction was you telling the whole white class about the French Revolution, and then you went up to him and said that you can't be dumb because they're going to think all of us are dumb.
Yes!
It's everything. I'm obsessed with her and her afro.
Yes! Let me tell you, it's so crazy. Is I know you hate to talk about it, but I thought about you when I seen that.
Like I was thinking of one of my friends, so honestly, I can see that.
It really made me think about you and you going to school. But I'm so here for her. I so love her. I really hope that her and Kevin become a thing.
Oh, please.
I hope it'll become a thing. And she's like, and you're a king.
I was like, yeah, speak to him.
Oh, she said, stop acting like a peasant. And pump dog. I raised the fist, baby. I raised that black fist. I say, yeah.
And when she was like, the two boys at the end, she's amazing, she's such a bitch. I was like, and that's exactly what she wanted out of both of you.
Yes.
You can't take it.
Yeah. Did she have a lollipop in her mouth when she popped off?
I think she did. I was like, there was something happening.
It just had to pop that scene because she popped off and they gave her face like, I did that. Yeah,
she walked away too.
I'm so here for her character, and I can't wait to see her character grow. And I hope that she's around for the duration of the series because I think she brings so much that we haven't even unpacked yet.
Yeah, because like his friends, like his girlfriends when he was younger, have always been so integral to his character growth. Like even I'm gonna mess up her name, Maisha.
Okay.
Which one is that? The big girl, who then like later hooks up with Papa.
Oh my god!
I love them. First of like that entire little storyline is so cute.
Yeah.
Like, I read Devon Franklin's book. I was like, first of all, sir, you are 10. I'm gonna need you to like pump your brakes because Megan Good wasn't even prepared for Devon Franklin's book.
Oh my god. Let's see. Keontae says, have you noticed that Lena has always made sure Kevin had male role models like Brandon and Emmett? Yes, absolutely. And that goes back to the point of the toxic masculine culture that I think that she's going to continue on in the series with him, with Kevin. He's not going to become sensitive like he needs to. But then again, it could be something different because look how he interacts with Sister Africa. I'm just going to call her Sister Africa until I figure out her name. Okay. With the afro.
Yes, I followed. Yeah. Sister Soldier.
So let's talk about Papa. I said Papa is being a G, honey.
Okay.
Papa is being a G. I I'm not going to lie, honey. I'm not into big niggas. It's not my thing. It's not my thing. It's not my thing. Going. But I don't know nobody that is. But Papa is putting it down for the big boys.
He is such a little like. I just want to like pinch his cheeks. He's just so adorable.
Yes, and he's just so honest. He's so honest and so transparent. He's like, I can't fight. Remember he brought her the sandwich, to walk her to school.
Yeah.
And then he gave her a sandwich, and she was like, it's a little bit of grape jelly and bacon.
I love this kid because he's also like one of the few characters who still acts like a kid. Like he's not in a rush to grow up. He's very much like, look, this is what it is. I go to church. I'm not with y'all with all the rest of that. I peed myself standing here. Please, can we go home? Like there's so much of him that's just grounded in like, I am 10. Like not 10, but like they're like 14 now. But like I'm 14. This is not my wheelhouse.
I ain't got time for this. I'm supposed to be in the choir.
I was supposed to been home.
Yes. I love how their storyline is developing. And Maisha, just seeing her being treated like the queen she is.
Absolutely.
Oh, it just warms my heart because I know in the community, it's like so many little Black girls that are thick. And they get so teased and ridiculed growing up. And just to see this character evolve into where she was so upset and so mean and forcing herself on Kevin, and to now this season to see her come into herself, and to see her beauty show through, and to see Papa take attention to her, and really, it's like Papa the little fat boy ain't nobody checking for Papa. They checking for little Ratchet with the dreads.
Yes,
and now you compare Papa to little Ratchet. If you're a female, you're like, I want Papa. I want me a Papa instead of that little Ratchet. Bring me a sandwich with a little sweet and savory, and it's still hot.
It's still hot. Don't make them like that. Get you a Papa.
They don't. So to see that storyline just grow and develop, I'm so here for it. I'm so here to see where it goes. I'm just fully in love with Papa's character, even when Mr. Ronnie got his ass whooped. And his Papa dad, he was like, do you know who that is? That's the man that killed Scooby. And he was like, he's a Christian.
Which I think is also like a really good thing to show people, because it's like, despite like what you've done, like there's still room for growth and there's still room for you to be a good person. I think like that was, I don't know, like that warmed my heart a little bit in that moment, because I always feel bad for that character. And I know that different, like for different people, is always like a different thing. Like some people hate him. I'm just like, eh.
I don't know where my feelings are for him. Honestly, I have mixed emotions for him, like complete mixed emotions.
But I think my biggest one is just pity. Like I just pity him, which is
I haven't found that emotion for him to pity. I don't pity him. I haven't found that emotion for him yet. I really question first. At the beginning, I thought he had something to do with Keisha's disappearance.
Me too, because the way like he walked and then she wasn't, I was like, he did it.
Yeah. And now as the season is unfolding, it's pretty clear that he's gonna be the hero. Remember, he went to see his grandmother and she was like, you're not my grandson, you're a bum, you're such and such. My grandson was a hero, a war hero. This and he said, I wasn't. He said, I'm gonna be a hero again. He put out Keisha's the flyer with Keisha's picture.
Yep.
So I hope to see him character develop, and I can rally behind him and say, oh my God, yes, he's a good person. He's a good person. But from what I've seen of his character so far, yeah.
Like, but
I'm not impressed. And speaking of his character, what do you think about his interaction with Miss Charlene?
Which one is Miss Charlene again?
That's why I paused. I was going to tell you who it was, but I wanted you to see if you would know.
Like, look, I'm faces. I'm faces.
Miss Charlene is the lady at the bottle depot. And when he turned in all his little his stuff.
Ew. She's gross. It's not even she's gross. It's just like, ma'am, you're at work.
Yeah.
Like, you're really at work trying to give this man some pity pussy, as he called it.
Yes. She said, Keontae says, well, he can never move past the killing of Coogee and can't catch a break. He see him battle alcoholism and depression. He is losing his self-worth. You know what? Thank you for that, Keontae. Because I did not even put that into perspective. James Griffin, my dad, says, I feel sorry for him too. He has PTSD from the service.
Okay, when you say both of those things back to back like that, like, yes, he has a lot of trauma that he definitely has to like go through.
I found my emotion for him. Okay.
You found it. You're grounded in him having PTSD now.
Yeah. He has PTSD, and especially, I think even more so with the killing of Coogee. Like, how could you ever get past that?
Yeah, especially like as a grown man killing a child, like, or having something to do with the death of the child. Like, I couldn't imagine that, because you know that they haven't experienced life yet.
Yeah. So jumping back into Miss Charlene. So.
What was your question, like, specifically? Because I just feel like that whole scene was just so quick, but so like interesting. Because it's like, if this man were to shower, apparently he would be able to get some, right?
Girl, he ain't even got a shower. Listen, I'm about to scream and throw my computer. My dad says she is going to turn him out. Though. Pity pussy is what he really needs. Yo,
I really do need some pity pussy.
Probably do. I just think that she's so aggressive.
Yes,
she is so aggressive. Like, I don't know. I would be scared. Like, her coochie got fangs in it or something. Like, it's going rah, 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 rah. It's so
embarrassed, because it's like, what, like, she says all of that, and then you're the next person in line. Like, you didn't just hear her just offer her vagina up to some man who just walked out with like 10 pounds of bottles. Yeah, girl, leave the room.
Why she keep offering him that dumpster coochie? So she says to him, I wrote this down because it was like so in your face. She's like, I'm just trying to uplift your spirits. She said, I love giving back to the community.
That part.
Job. And that's what he said. Ain't nothing worse than pity pussy. And you know, I had to unpack that. You know,
that's a phrase.
He said, ain't nothing worse than pity pussy. If anybody's listening, if anybody's watching, please chime in and explain why ain't nothing worse than pity pussy. I can never explain it because I've never had pity pussy.
I can tell you one thing. It just means they ain't into it.
Yeah, I done gave away some. I done had pity sex with somebody, you know. But I don't ever think I want the person to walk away and say this is the worst sex that they had.
Oh no, it has nothing to do with the quality of it. I think it has to do with just the emotions behind it. Like, you could have great pity sex probably, but it's still it's still because someone took pity on you. Mm-hmm. Like, in that situation, he knows that she literally just said that she likes giving back to the community, and he is community dick to her. Not even community dick. He is dick of the community, and she is community with that.
She's very nasty. She's very nasty. That's what I will say. That she's very nasty. I'm not judging. Yes, I am.
I'm judging. I'm fully judging.
I'm judging. Yeah, I'm judging. I'm judging. Yep. Take me to the king, but I'm judging. I don't understand. You working that thing. Maybe it's just at a certain age you allow yourself to you just let yourself down. You get it where you can get it. And even in the gay community, I've heard some. I hear some gay people.
I was about to say, you heard or you hear?
They be like, "Oh, child." I know a gay person. Let me shut my fat ass.
Shut up.
But I know some gay people that be like, "Child, you just say come home and throw him in the shower and wash him up." Honey, that's a good piece of trade. I heard that from more than one of the girls.
Love yourself. That's all I'm gonna say is love yourself.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take no nigga straight. I gotta throw you in the shower.
I gotta throw you in the shower. Why don't you come over here showered? I don't like that. Ew.
Wait, Kevin says it's the same difference. Just feeling sorry for someone, usually low self-esteem. James says not that it's not good, but it don't mean nothing. And the person really don't mean much when it's over. But isn't that like most occurrences with sex?
It's called a project. Amen.
That's it, yeah. But isn't that like most situations when you have like a one-night stand with somebody or something, or you just having sex with somebody?
It's not all the time. Like, I feel like pity really comes in when you know personally that person probably needs this. Like, needs this kind of, like, not even you, but needs the gratification of another human being to, like, almost, I don't want to say, like, not validate, but, like, give you that moment of just, like, there's another person that finds me attractive or wants to be with me in this way. And if you can identify that they're doing that and it's disingenuous, I feel like that is when it becomes pitiful in pity sex.
Yeah, James said earlier that if we remember, he was like dating Jada, who was Emmett's mom. Remember, this was going on a date or something, then he got drunk and kind of missed the date and messed it all up. Yeah. So I don't know. But I wanted to bring up Miss Charlene because I think that she's a character. I haven't met her.
What do you mean you haven't met her?
I haven't met her, and I met a lot of people, but I've never met a woman like her.
I have.
Wow.
They're aggressive, and they mean it.
Well, I met some aggressive women, some very aggressive women, especially the ones that swear they're going to turn you straight.
That's exactly what I was thinking of. I was like, there was a woman who I worked at Starbucks. She came in one day. She ordered her coffee. She said, "You got a little bit too much sugar in your tank, but I'll get it out for you." And I've never been more shook in my life. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning. I had a final later that day. I was just like, "Ma'am, like, what are we talking about?"
Yo,
it happens.
That is very hilarious, but I don't consider that as pity.
It's not that wasn't pity, but I feel like being approached in that way gave me it. Like when I watched that scene, that's what it reminded me of in the back of my head. Okay,
so that's your PTSD.
Yeah.
Okay, that was your traumatic experience. Okay. Let's see what else happened on there. What do you think about how do you think about the development of Lala's character, Dominique, Dom?
I like it a lot, especially with her and Jacob Latimer. I'm sorry, again, saying their real names. Them starting their little business after hours, even though he's stupid. I like it because once they actually get into the swing of things, it's going to make them a lot of money. But she did not need to come into Old Boy's restaurant talking about his chicken's dry.
There you go. That part right there. And it's so funny with me being able to cook, you know. I don't think I'm the world's greatest cook. You know, a lot of my friends do. But I do understand, you know, a lot of like older people, generations prior, you can't tell them anything about cooking. You know, my dad cooks and I can't go in his kitchen and tell him nothing about cooking. But if I'm cooking in his kitchen, he needs to offer his extra cents to say, why are you doing this? So you need to do it like this. Well, this is how I do this, or this is how I do that. Just let me cook. So I get it too. Like, but I think that was very disrespectful of Dom. Like, one thing as a cook, you just don't go into another chef's kitchen, whether it's a professional chef or a home chef, and tell them you need to do this or you need to do that. Let them cook how they cook.
Because I was just like, Lala, you have a whole speakeasy and he has a restaurant, and I'm gonna need you to like put a little bit of respect on his name. Like, your food might be better, but he has a whole space.
Yeah, and she just like, soak your chicken in buttermilk. Bitch, this ain't buttermilk fried chicken. This is just fried chicken. Buttermilk fried chicken is a thing, but this ain't fried chicken. This is Sonny's fried chicken. You make Dom's buttermilk fried chicken, and this is Sonny's fried chicken. Like, girl, that was a bit much for me. Kevin says, you are horny, but not wanting to be that person whom is attracted to you. But you have expressed to them you don't like them. I guess. Oh, you don't like them like that.
Okay,
but they are extremely nice. So you give in without feels or emotions, just sex. And you out there on the ledge by yourself, baby.
I understand what he's saying, but I've also had to like unlearn that. Just because you're nice does not mean that we're gonna have sex. Like just because
you gave it up like that.
Huh?
You gave it up like that.
Who? I'm saying no. I'm saying I have unlearned like thinking like that though. Like, oh, they're so nice. Like, but at the end of the day, like if I don't want to do it, I'm not going to. Like, I think it took me a minute to actually like get that through my head.
Well, I ain't never been that. I've never been. I'm not gonna say I was a saint, but I've never been that person because you were nice. I'm lying. But I think that it's not just because you were nice.
Exactly. I'm thinking like you gotta like think early, like your first couple of experiences where it's like, okay, there was a little inconsistency.
I think it was not even nice. I think it was just attention.
Which is also a very real thing.
If boys just showed attention, because I was always around girls. So when I was around boys, it was just like, oh, and I just thought this is what you do. This is what you do. It's like this is when boys give you attention or whatever, you do whatever sexual favors that you're supposed to do. And I guess maturity comes and changes. Anyways, back to Dom.
See, you understand.
Yeah, I get it. So with Dom and Emmett, I will say this. Do you remember when Emmett and his baby mother was arguing and he was in on the couch?
Yeah. In the mama house?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you pause it and rewind it and try to zoom in, not zoom, but see if you can catch it?
I'm embarrassed because I really was not going to bring this up, but I absolutely did. So I'm embarrassed right now because I absolutely did do this. I just was like going to just chalk it up to the game, but now that you were so specific, yes, I did, because that opening scene when she was like, let me see it, I was like, you know what? Let me see it too. Because what are you talking about, Lala?
Yo! I swear I was so mad because I'm like, yo, if you're going to give him
all of this
thing and put this as a part of his storyline, when you get a scene like that in underwear and stuff like that, you got to put
something
in there to make the storyline appear as though it's true.
Put Miss strap on in the pants if you need to.
Yeah, you got strap-ons already on deck.
It's a part of the budget. Like, come on. What are we talking about?
This boy said, I'm stuck on Dom asking to see his dick before she let him in. Oh, yeah, we talked about that last week. That is, yeah, he can be a grower, somehow a grower instead of a shower. But no, but if you're a grower,
okay, like with that, I have
that wouldn't work for that wouldn't go because I'm pretty sure he wasn't just hard knocking at the door looking for Dom.
Right? Going to look for this restaurant, just dick on brick.
Yeah. So
But I have a question. Do you think like because there's obviously like subtext, like there's some sexual tension. Do you think like that? How do you think that's going to then cloud their business venture? Because I think it could have been like successful if they had like 3 things on the menu and he just kept his ass out the kitchen.
yeah. Oh God. Unfortunately, I believe that it's gonna happen between them.
Yeah.
Something inappropriate is gonna transpire, which is one of the reasons why when I'm in a relationship and people come over my house or whatever, and my dude is here and he got on balling shorts and gray sweatpants, you gotta change them, buddy. You have to change them because once they see it, it just clouds their judgment of things. And for her saying, "Let me see it," and he pulled it out and showed it, you've already broke down the fence, the barrier, everything. You've already created.
Broken.
Yeah, you created a space for this now to happen. You've created this space.
And Lala, not for nothing, like Lala looks like she did when she was on TRL, which threw me. Yeah, she looks so young and like they look the same age almost to me. So it's like
amazing.
So it's not even like this is a 40-year-old woman, like not 40. I don't think she's 40 yet, but like this is not a grown woman with like a child and a husband at home, like doing this. It's like almost like a young person doing it, which is even more interesting. But just like I had another question too, because you are because like we talked about earlier. What do you think of him postmating his food when it was for the baby shower?
I thought nothing was wrong with that.
Really? Okay, because I was like, I thought the hustle was interesting, but I was like, maybe someone who cooks would have like a different opinion.
I thought nothing was wrong with it because Lala is 39.
She's only 30?
39.
Oh, okay. Ooh, I was about to say, damn. How old am I?
She's what I would say is I don't find nothing wrong with it because it's business. It's just like a contractor. You hire a contractor, they go hire a subcontractor to do the work at a cheaper rate. It was like I don't got to do the work, but I'm gonna get the job done. You know, so I don't think nothing was wrong with it, unless they were specifically expecting his dishes, which I really don't think
they weren't because only really calls him out for it.
Yeah, it was his baby mother.
Exactly. You knew he was on bullshit.
Yeah. And when you have like I've hired caterers, I don't ask who cooked.
Does it smell good? Does it look good? Does it taste good?
It tastes good, yeah. I mean, you were at brunch.
Yeah.
How was the food?
Great. Fantastic.
Yeah, I didn't call and say, "Hey, Chef Eric, did you make this personally, or did you have a sous chef?"
Cite your sources.
You know, yeah, that part. Let's see. Keontae says that the business relationship can work if they don't fuck. She get help in the kitchen, and Sonny don't catch them using his spot. Let's talk about that last part. What do you think is going to happen if with her and Sonny? I feel like in this episode, the foundation for them to clash was laid. Absolutely. So I feel like it's coming up. It's going to happen that they're going to clash or either become joint business partners.
I don't think they're going to join just because the way he felt like so disrespected. I feel like his ego is automatically going to be like overshadowing the whole situation. And I feel like they're going to run into each other when she's leaving and he's coming in. I feel like it's going to be like a really quick, like she was there trying to empty the oil too long and he's just going to walk in the door and they're going to be like, ah.
Oh God. Okay, I'm going to hope for the best.
I want better, but I know like that's easy conflict.
Okay.
Conflict that's going to be interesting to like unravel.
And then I guess to wrap up the shot, we might as well wrap up with the visual. Yeah. And the big thing at the visual was who was the white guy?
That bugged me so much because I'm watching it and I'm like, are they gonna dive in? That's the part that got me like, okay, where's the next episode? Because I was like, you can't leave me on this cliffhanger. It'll be interesting to see what his role in anything is. I don't even know because he could just be like some random white guy that's at this vigil, but if he has something to do with the disappearance, I always think it's weird when people go back to the scene of the crime.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, why do they do that? Like, why do people who? It's always weird, like predators that do stuff like that, or people who like are serial murderers, things like that, who have really mental issues that go back to the scene of the crime, or that follows. Like they went to the vigil. He's at the vigil. But what made Ronnie pick him out? So does Ronnie, to me, it made me say, does Ronnie know more about Keisha's disappearance than he's letting him know?
Or he identifies the signs of someone who he knows is not supposed to be somewhere when they like, like that moment where you can kind of be like, what's this person doing here? And it's like, I feel like he saw something in him that he sees in himself. I don't know how else to say that.
Oh, good point.
Because there is something to be said that he's not only staring at him, but then he starts to follow him.
Yeah. And the white guy starts to run.
Yeah. So I feel like there's definitely, he sees a part of himself and he sees like the sketchiness. And that's what he's like drawn to almost.
So I will say last week I said that I really wanted Lena to stop with the dramatic ass cliffhanger endings.
Because the one from the episode before was stupid.
The first 2 episodes was ridiculous.
Because I knew that was gonna happen with the little boy. I knew he was gonna walk away, and the boy was gonna be like, "Oh, you tough for that."
So I'm this episode. I'm glad she it was a little easier for me to digest and say, okay, I'm here for next week. I will be tuned in next week.
Absolutely.
But it didn't make me be like, oh my God, I need it right now. So that is the review of The Chi. Anything else you want to say about The Chi?
I'm good. Like I'm happy I started rewatching it because I did stop after this, like a little bit into the second season, and I feel like that was just because life was happening, and I'm happy I've jumped back into it because Lena's really killing it. Like all of the stuff she produces and writes on, I'm obsessed with. So I'm just happy this is still going.
I am too. And so I think speaking of Lena and the great things that she's doing, we can roll right into her little introduction on Noah's Ark reunion.
Oh my God. First, before we start, because
I have no notes, mind you.
I have no notes. I am just talking. Before we even begin, who do you see yourself more as? A Ricky, a Noah, a Chance, or an Alex?
Don't ask me that.
Why not? I'm curious.
No, because I know who everybody who people assume who want to associate me with, but I would not like them. I would not like that person. I am a clown. I am the jokes. What's the T girl? All that stuff. Yes, but as to the real me, who I associate myself most like? You're gag. I'm not one. I'm not one.
You're not. No, I'm an amalgamation. Also, do you want me to go first? Because I feel like I'm equal parts Noah and Ricky, which I hate sometimes. But it's like because Noah's just naive and he's always in his own head and messy on accident, and Ricky is
okay. And I think that I'm equally Noah, Chance, and Alex.
I see that.
Yeah.
I definitely
I'm definitely those 3 all in boom. And if I had to say, if emotionally, I'm most like Chance.
Okay.
Socially,
you're Chance emotionally, so you would drive your car through a man's house? That's what I heard just now when you said that, because that man is actually off the edge.
You gotta remember, you don't remember I have to always tell you about this scar.
You have told me about this story. You're right.
Yeah, it's a whole cut, a meat tenderizer. You know, like yeah, crash cars, yeah,
Like that.
yeah. Emotionally, I'm most like Chance. Socially, I'm most like Alex. Professionally, most like Noah.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
in a relationship, even though my crazy is like Chance, but in a relationship, I'm very much like Noah in a relationship.
No one in a relationship is also just like up under his man's.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, you're telling me yes. Okay, got you. So what did you think, honestly, like after watching it? It's been 15 years since it premiered, but it's also been, what is it now, 10 since the movie came out?
Yeah, child. You remember the I ain't got no beret from Midnight Film. Shout out to in love in living colors, child. Hated it.
Oh my god, no.
Hated it.
Yeah, the movie was kind of it was interesting. I think I've always okay, because we also still have it from two different perspectives. Like you're these people's ages, and I was watching it like as a fast young kid who should not have been watching it. And I always looked at it as more like aspirational, like yes, like the acting is always something that people are going to talk about, but I also feel like we just still haven't been given this like this kind of opportunity, this kind of visibility since Noah's Ark came out, and I'm waiting for it still.
I agree. I'm going to just touch on these points. One of the viewers says, Keontae says, number one, the acting still sucks. Number two, my girl Alex got big. Number three, I was so happy to see them all back together. Number four, I feel like this reunion should be a setup for a reboot. Number five, I appreciated all of the subjects they touched on that are going on in the world today. Cute. Well, number one, I think every last one of them looked a fucking mess, except for Wade.
Wade looked really good. Like
Wade
I was
looked good as a
surprised
motherfucker.
for a straight man. Like he looks really good.
Wade looked good, and he slayed all them motherfucking gays. He slayed every single last one of them. Ricky gave me a done up fucking face and mouth. That bitch gave me a Janelle Monáe set. That bitch looked like Janelle Monáe. Trey was cute. Trey was actually Trey was cute, but I didn't like Trey's hair. Noah he looked just tired, child. He looked tired. Ricky looked like he's got his cheeks done, got fillers
Okay,
on it.
fillers in. Like Ricky got work. We can both agree on that. We're not going to
look good.
Stevens.
Yes, Chance looked good.
Yes.
Alex looked at the fool. No shade. Alex looked the fool, bitch. That hairline, that motherfucking, I don't know what to call it, child, but the skin on the forehead, the eyes, it was like, bitch, you dealing with thyroids or whatever? I don't know what it is. They all look the fool to me. I did not like the way they looked.
That's valid. It's been 15 years.
And the problem is, reunion can easily be rebooted off the pitch thing right now. They all have work to do. True. My problem is this. Thanks, Ashley. Oh, girl, this is a good point. That depression hit after the show was canned. Yes, Ashley, that's a good point. So my thing is this:
not work that much.
I think why it was so shocking to me, the look was so shocking, was because it's been so long since we've seen them. Like you can't take us, and that's the problem with happening with a lot of the reboots. Think about even them rebooting what's the white people, child? Not Frank, but Jack and Cam. Yeah, Will and Grace. So I think that was one of the reasons that reboot fell, is because we grew to love these people, these iconic characters and what they look like, and then you brought these reboots back And only reboots that think about all the reboots that have happened, everyone where the characters have visibly aged, they failed. But the reboots where they were young teens or really young adults
work
and grew to like regular under 30 characters or right at 30 characters, guess what? They're all successful.
Yep.
The Full House reboot, the reboot that Raven did, those reboots are
Roseanne's kids basically took over the Roseanne one.
Those reboots are successful, but the ones where these people aged, who are these people? We don't identify with them.
Especially when it's like a gay show like Noah's Ark, where it's like Ricky is a sex symbol for most of that show, and he is looked at as this like not for nothing, like this sexual object in a lot of cases. And for that not to age well is also hard for a lot of fans. Because I feel like a lot of people just had a crush on him. And it's like we're looking at him X amount of years later, it's a different face. That's a little jarring. But
completely different face.
The subject matter was relevant because let's really get into social distance or like hooking up. That's a real thing. Yeah, that is a real thing. I feel like a lot of people are trying to like navigate because it's like we're still technically in phase 1, but it's July and we've been in this since March. Frustration. It's hot outside. I understand. So I just think like there was an honest portrayal of trying to figure out what to do with that, but also they kept grounding it in everything else that's happening with Black men and not making it so specific to queer Black men, but Blackness and Black malehood in general, which I always thought was interesting because they could have like my only critique is they could have done more talking about like trans things or queer specific issues within the Black community, but I think it's also really important that they grounded it in we're all experiencing this on like this big, like this macro level, not so much like the little things.
Okay. I can definitely see that, and I wouldn't disagree with that. I do think that the topics were very, very, very relevant, but it was just so short. It was so short and so packed in. Kudos to Patrick Ian Pope and the team that did it, that got it together.
Yeah, that was
it just didn't hit home for me because I'm not a Jack the Grinder person. To me, quarantine just meant, bitch, I got a regular quarantine bag.
Okay, come on now.
This is the one person I'm fucking with, and I'm not fucking with all these other people. I've never known Jack the Grinder. I think it was a bit excessive. The sexual undertones of this show. Everything resulted in sex or was heading to sex.
Yeah.
So why is this narrative now being so strongly pushed? It's just sex. Everything was sex. Oh, you're gonna get your whole though. You need to do this. The whole Wade and Noah, I'm a woman. He quarantined. Right. That was just so much. And then Alex and Trey, and Alex with the little lace robe on and all this stuff.
Leave him and his moo-moo alone.
That was just a lot for me. It was just a lot. Everything was like, damn, is this all they think? Everybody already think that gay people are so promiscuous. So why are we continuing to just push that damn narrative? And what makes it bad is that the narrative is being pushed with people who are in relationships.
Okay, but do you think it's promiscuity or is it showing like what love looks like in a monogamous relationship? Because like
I don't think
whatever, they've all been together for the better part of almost like a decade. And especially like Trey and Alex, like if you think about like I'm trying to ground them all in like the Noah's Ark universe, like they've been together for 20 years. It's cute that they still can show that kind of love to each other, I guess.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to take away from it. Like I'm not negating like what you're saying, because yes, they did push a lot more intimacy than I was prepared for. But I also think it's important to show like not just for me who's single and in my 20s, but like a couple that is 50 and is watching this and it's like, oh, remember when they were together when we first got together, and they're still That's us. Like, I feel like there was a moment for some couple out there. I don't know who related to it, but someone felt that moment.
Well, I now I think that's great, but I think that it shouldn't have been packed into a fucking 20-minute segment. It should have not have been packed into a 20-minute segment because it was an overload for me.
Okay.
It was just an overload being packed. If they was to do a reboot and at parts show each person, each relationship differently, but in this 20-minute segment to pack every relationship around sex.
Okay, yes, I hear what you're saying. You have like, and that is very valid.
I was just like, that was a lot. And then to make it like the whole Jack and Grinder thing, all these people, the different people that they had in the videos going and going.
The cameos killed me.
The
cameos killed me.
Oh my God.
I was like, where did y'all find these people?
Oh, Eli, Ashley says you're cute.
Oh, thank you, Ashley.
I want to address this real quick before. Okay, so Kevin says, but isn't that the point? 15, 20 years later, should show some age. That's ageism. That's not ageism.
That is actually, by definition, ageism.
No, aging is a reality. He says aging is a reality. I agree with that. But it's not ageism because I'm not hating on them because of their age. What I'm saying is that not saying that it's not possible. What I'm saying is for that 20-minute segment and to have not seen them in so long, it was like, whoa. That's just like if I see you, Eli, and you're fucking skinny as you are, and when I come back in 2 months and you're big as a fucking building. Bitch, am I just supposed to act like I don't fucking see it?
Oh no, you're supposed to see it and you're supposed to comment because I'm gonna be like, he got thick.
Yeah. And so I'm not saying that they lack anything. I didn't say they couldn't act or nothing like this. I just said for me, I didn't resonate. It didn't resonate with me.
I also, just like moving on a little bit, do you think that it would even be good for a reboot? Because I love Noah's Ark. Like I have it like purchased on my computer. Like I bought it years ago. So like I love them. I love the characters. I grew up watching this and being like, okay, so this is what my life should maybe look like. But I don't think we need to reboot this. I think we just need a new group of young black people, young black queer people who are like doing what they did, but now.
I would think that I would probably agree with more what Keontae says. Keontae says a reboot could work with the mature gays, but they would have to put in a young cast and play roles as mentor father figures. Yes. That is exactly what I would expect to see from a reboot of the show to make that show successful. And so that we can show the black LGBTQIAPK community.
Come on, PK.
So we can show this community what real mentorship and what real friendship looks like between different generations.
Absolutely. And I think that's super important.
And that's what we lack in our community. And that's why we're not further ahead in the black gay community, because we lack that. We don't have positive examples of that. So I think that a reboot is necessary, because we don't have no one occupying that space, and we haven't occupied that space since Noah's Ark. So it is necessary to reboot, and as them being the founding queens, I think it would be rightfully so to have them in the reboot and have them as like fairy godmothers or something, like as mothers, and these are the people that you turn to, but let the young people go on with the show and be the stars of the show, but don't dismiss them, and have them as like mentors. And like when you go home and you go home to your gay mother, or you pick up the phone, you're going through something, ring, 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 and Alice Field, what's it the guy girl?
What's the guy? Oh my God.
And and then the young queen is like, mother, I just can't do that. And said, girl, shut up. What happened, girl? That's cute. It would be so
on mute with Noah. It's just like a break to another person. comes in, girl, you doing too much. Who else is on the phone?
Yes. Like, I think that would be amazing.
Yeah, I do think they should definitely play like a mentorship role. I can even tell you how they should do it. They should all be like, some of them should be volunteering with Alex at the clinic, and that's how they get introduced.
Yes, I like that.
But we're not ready for that conversation. Just like my last thing really quick before we talk about something else. I don't want to lose this thought. What did you think about the decision that they were going through the entire time with Noah and Wade and him taking the job, or like that entire thing? I cried laughing at this last scene, whenever it was, when it was like him on the phone with Alex, Chance, and Eddie, and not Eddie, but Ricky, and them basically be like, girl, you're staying at home. Like, I don't know what the fuck you thought this was, but actually, you're staying your ass home. He's going to work. Figure it out. I don't care if you're mad. I was in my bed just like,
it made you cry. It made you emotional.
No, because I was just laughing so hard because I was like, this is what real friendship should be. Like, tell my mans I'm going to work. Like, don't make me stay home because that's what we agreed upon or whatever. No, babies are expensive. That just showed me, like, again, they got each other's backs. Like, who else these group of people would actually get up on Zoom and have this call with him?
Their relationship is definitely their relationship. Their whole friendship plan is. I won't say it's iconic to me, only because I have that in real life. It wasn't a Noah's Ark. When I watched Noah's Ark, it was like me watching my relationship with my friends.
Yeah.
Or my gay kids. That was the reality of it. You know, it was like, you could imagine you seeing my now best friend, that was Ricky. You know, you see Gerald, you know, that's Chance. You know, you see Kevin, Alex. You know,
yeah, you guys really do all occupy the different spaces very well.
And we've had decades of friendship. It's been there. You know, we've been around we used to sit and watch Noah's Ark together. So it's not like, to me, and I've always valued that. And I've always said that I wish other Black gay men could experience that true friendship relationship. So I've always said shout out to Noah's Ark for that. And I wish that they can experience that. And I've picked up the phone and called my friends' boyfriends and be like, bitch, that's not how it's going to happen.
Baby, what you doing?
That's not. And I know that my friends have spoken to dudes that I've been with and been like, oh, well, if that's what you thought, you thought wrong.
This ain't it, Chief.
Yeah, it ain't. No, yeah. So I really experienced that. And so I really wish that other gays can really, really, really experience that firsthand. Kevin says that's a grand idea, but you have to allow for them to grow from a reboot. You just can't pack it all in. Child, that's easy to pack them. That's easy to pack in them young queens. Pack them in. Girl, come in here. Yep. Girl, who is this? Girl, Eli. Child, Eli, this Chance, this Ricky, this so-and-so and so-and-so. Child, this my daughter, Eli.
Literally, that's
it. If you want to be real in reality, that's how it happens.
And it's like, hey, I'll follow each other on Instagram now. You're going to brunch later. Like, that is how gay friendship works.
Period. And then here they go, hey, auntie. Next time Eli comes to that, hey, auntie. You know, hey, they were, hey, niece. Hey, nephew. Or whatever. Hey, uncle. You know, that's really how it happens. Like, I don't see why it's so hard.
Because a lot of people also haven't experienced it. So it's like, I think this goes back to why you think it's not as, or like why you have a different relationship to it, because like you've experienced it. And there's so many of us, well, I'm not including myself, but like younger people who haven't gotten that opportunity. And I think it shows that it is possible. And it's also so centering around the Blackness of the characters without like Did any of them date white boys? Genuinely asking really quick before I like make my next point.
I don't recall. I don't recall. Maybe I'm just gonna give it to Ricky and say maybe Ricky
Me
did.
too. I'm gonna say Ricky had to be a white boy, but like for them not to even like have that many interracial relationships, and it's really grounded in like black men loving black men, which is a radical and revolutionary act.
Yes.
It shows a lot for where that show was at in its time, like in 2005, for it to just be like black men loving black men on is Logo primetime TV? I'm asking.
What?
Is Logo primetime TV? It's going to be for right now on
Oh,
primetime TV on Logo.
yeah.
It shows that there was an audience for it and that people still want it. And I also thought it was interesting. Patrick was like, it's easy for him to get favors from other people in the industry because everyone's a Noah's Ark fan, and it's like he like your hairstylist, your styles, whatever, will be able to get into like help him get into contact with a famous person because it's like, oh yeah, like I know this. So I thought it was just interesting too to just see, like the reach and the social capital that he even got from this show.
Yeah, and Keontae makes a good point. He says, "I love how the series did positively portray our community. The first time I saw myself on TV was through this show." I would definitely agree. That's not just the first time I saw myself on television. That's the only time I ever see a representation of a character, any characters that I can say that's me. I haven't seen anything on TV since. So that goes back to say that a reboot is necessary. It's completely necessary. And I hope that the little reunion show gets enough views on YouTube that some producer at some network says, hey, I think you might have something here.
You already have something here. Let's make this actually better.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Oprah. You listening,
hey,
girl? Oh, yeah, Netflix, Hulu.
Someone.
Somebody
say something. HBO Max, y'all got legendary. Someone say something.
Disney Plus, since y'all want to step out there.
Okay. Shit.
Speaking of Disney Plus, but it wouldn't be an episode if I didn't bring up Beyonce. What you think about these damn Africans attacking my girl?
Okay, like they have some very honest, like they made some points.
Tell me the points that they made.
Okay, so like as you like, I feel like it's weird that I have to qualify this. Huge Beyonce fan here, but she does do this thing where she does take a lot of African like different elements from Africa, melds it together as one, and then she does like, and then her things aren't like actually available in Africa, like in the continent of Africa. Like you can't watch Homecoming, you can't. She hasn't been there in like a while apparently, except for the South African thing she did like a couple years ago. So like, and then they also, I thought it was really interesting with like melding together all of these different cultures. African Twitters like came up with this word Wakandification, where it's like the homogenization of everything and just like creating this one blanket African identity, which that is a valid critique, if anything. But I'm also holding back everything I have to say until I actually watch it because she apparently put a lot of time into this. I love Beyonce. I'm gonna watch it like 3 times probably the day it comes out. So yeah, like I think they have valid points, but I also do think we should wait a little bit just to like see what it's actually giving versus just what you can tell from 3 snippets of it online.
Okay. I think that the only thing that would have any validity would be the Wakandification. Anything outside of that to me is a bogus claim because I'm sick and tired of Africans acting as though Black Americans have no rights to any African culture. We did not choose to leave Africa. We did not abandon Africa. The Africans sold us. The white people stripped us. So instead of criticizing us every opportunity that you get, why don't you take the time to do some fireside chats and say, hey, let me tell you about African culture.
Yeah.
I can tell you all day what it's like to be a crackhead or what I think it's like to be a crackhead, but I couldn't tell you better than the crackhead could.
So weird analogy, but I hear you.
If you African and you straight from the motherland, or you are first generation or second generation in cultures that's been passed down to you, do your just due and school us.
Yeah.
Help us learn our true history. Don't criticize us when we're trying our best. It is not like Beyonce went and read a book and found this information out. Beyonce worked with producers and directors directly from Africa. It's not watered down.
Yeah.
So I don't. So for them to try to just bash her, it's wrong. Now I do understand the Wakandification thing. Again, we're only doing the best that we know how to do.
I agree.
Until you humble yourself enough to think that you're not so much fucking better than us, and you think that you should take it as like, it's almost like you're female, you've never been a victim of rape or sexual assault. And then there's a young lady who's been a victim of sexual assault. Do you stone her? Or do you take her under your wing and try to help her heal and show her her worth and help her tap into who she really is?
Yeah.
Africans refuse to do that with us.
I think it's also like there's this thing where they like the international community, especially when it comes to blackness, especially when it comes to like the diaspora, doesn't understand like American black people. We have our own culture, but then sometimes it's like viewed as if we don't actually have one, and it's like extremely linked to whiteness and white people in America, where it's like the biggest export of American culture period is blackness, black people. We've created everything that has to do with anything here.
Right.
And I also think that it's interesting when we talk about the ways in which racism, like we don't talk about racism in the way that it's breaking down the ability to even trace backwards. Like we look at it as like an everyday, like, oh, police brutality, systemic things, but the ability to not look back and know where you come from is also like inextricably linked to racism.
Yes.
And I feel like to negate like that we've been through this experience where we actually have no idea where we're coming from and we actually are actively trying to do something to learn, it's just a disservice to black people worldwide where we're trying to like say that you can't do this because XYZ reason, or you aren't as black, or you can't take from this. Like there's so much unlearning and relearning we have to do as like an international community of black people, because overwhelmingly the narratives have been like white people, like they like them telling white people in them telling black people in Africa like, oh, that we hate them, or that black people in America hate Jamaicans or like it's all of this convoluted shit where we're all told that we don't like each other, but we actually have so much more in common than we don't have in common.
Yes. And they want to continue to push division, because if we never unite, and it goes back to a part of racism about not knowing where you come from. And how could you be mad at? We're learning how many people went out and bought crystals at the Black Parade. How many people had crystals in their windowsills charging Sunday because it was a full moon? How many people went and bought Nag Champa incense? how many people start really thinking about, well, what does she mean when we say that a lot of ancestors to chit chat?
Okay, like,
you know, it's start that, and those are our roots. But what we were taught was that it's witchcraft and it's all of this and it's bad.
demonic.
Yeah, it's demonic. When in actuality, it's not. So why don't you take us under your wing and teach us, learn us?
Learn us. Yes.
And I just think that they need to stop. But okay, I'm gonna get off of Beyonce because that's a whole nother.
No, but I think that's also like a good place to end. Like that was. I can't wait for Black is King to come out anyway. So that gives us something to look forward to talk about in like what 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
Yes, I'm so excited for Black is King. I'm gonna be freaking in Oklahoma when it comes out.
Yeah, girl. Let's all wish Trey a safe flight tomorrow. And just safe passage for the next 24 hours because it's really going to be, well, not even 24 hours. How long are you about to be there? A month?
Oh my God, yeah. I'll be here until the third week of August. The end of the third week of August.
Bless your heart. Bless your heart. I love you. Don't forget.
I love you. Oh my God. So, but I am excited because I will visit and we'll talk about it in a later episode. I will visit. Tell me, Tulsa.
Oh, that's gonna be like really interesting.
The Black Wall Street and then the grave sites and things like the memorials. I am excited about going to Joe Exotic Zoo.
Bitch, I'm hollering. I need to get off this call. Yeah. You're not going to Joe Exotic Zoo.
I definitely am. And then
I'm stressed by that statement.
And I hope I run into Carol fucking Baskin so I can tell her, bitch, you killed your husband.
You know she owns the place.
Yes.
Oh yes. My God. You're literally gonna run into Carol Baskin and that God, that one-armed worker.
Yeah, and the girl, right? So I'm excited about that. And then the largest casino in the country is like there. So I'm gonna go there. So hopefully I come back. I'm gonna go there. So if you ever want, if you want to get away for a weekend, come. I have a place there. Come stay and visit. But anyways, Keontae, thank you for the video. Says thanks for the video, Trent. Eli, Kevin, thank you for your safe travel wishes. And Keontae, you know I always take my own advice. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself, honey. Shut my fat ass the fuck up. Yes. And Kevin says, thank you guys. Appreciate you both. Thank you guys for tuning in and being a part of the dialogue with us. Please spread the word, you know, like, share, subscribe to our YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe to our podcast.
Yeah, that'll be coming soon. We're waiting for them to just say that we're on the system, on the different servers. So like Apple, Spotify. We should be on Spotify now, actually, but wait for an announcement. We'll tell you when we're on Apple Podcast, and we can give you all the links.
But in the meantime, and in between time, continue to catch us here, you know, weekly and on our YouTube channel. So thank you guys so much. Black is King. Peace, love, happiness, and all that stuff in between. Eli, I love you, brother.
Love you too, man. Can't wait to see you actually in real life when you're back and alive.
Yes, and you know you better have something for me.
Got you.
All right, to all you guys, love you guys. Tune in, catch us next week. Set your notifications so you don't miss anything. All righty. Deuces.
Peace.